Hi, I'm Roy Robertson. This is Good Business San Diego, and this morning we welcome back Jim Bottrell, a former U.S. Marine and the broker and founder of Ardent Real Estate Services and the Jim Bottrell Real Estate Team. You can reach Jim at 1-833-600-SOLD and at jimhasthebuyers.com. So, Jim, let's talk about this market. Crazy as always. And as we know, the prices are up, the interest rates are up, and probably going to continue to go up. Is this still a good time to buy?
Well, it's always a great time to own, but I'll tell you, it's a terrible time to rent.
Right.
I think renting is death by 1,000 cuts, and in fact, I want to change that and call it death by 3,000 cuts because that's what the average rent is these days. You know, if you're renting, you're going to ensure that you're never going to retire comfortably. I mean, do you want to be paying your rent with your Social Security? If you rent, you're going to make sure that you're never going to be wealthy, and you're never going to have an asset to give to your kids someday when you leave this earth. There's never a generational wealth.
You know, these are harsh words and hard for renters to hear, but explain a little bit more about what it is that you mean by that.
Well, I'm assuming I have your attention now.
Sadly, you have the attention of the renters for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so when you rent, you got to understand there's no upper limit on what your cost of housing is going to be over time. You know, people are going to say, oh, but I have a lease. It's like, great. Well, what happens when that lease is up? You know, there's only one of two things going to happen there. One is that landlord's going to come along and say, hey, sorry, we're going to sell the house, so you guys got to move. And now you have to move against your will. And, you know, where are you going to go? How much is that place going to cost?
Right.
You don't know. And then two, that owner is probably going to increase your rent. And you can go up 14.6% legally this year. That's pretty big.
Wow.
So over time, renting, the cost of your housing is going to go up every single year. There is no limit over time how much your cost of housing is going to go up. You earn zero equity. You have zero investment in yourself on your money. So that means you have nothing to show for it at all. You are literally investing in someone else's retirement every single month, and you're not investing yourself. So when I mentioned that renters will never become wealthy, that's why.
Yeah.
Right. I think you, in order to be wealthy, I think you'd agree that in order to be wealthy, you have to be investing in yourself. You can't be investing in someone else, right?
Absolutely true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have laid out a very compelling argument against renting. So let's talk about the argument for buying.
Stand it.
Yeah.
So owning is pretty much the opposite of everything I just said. So when you own, you have set a limit on what your housing is going to be. It's actually fixed for the next 30 years, and then it goes to zero. Does renting do that? You know, obviously it doesn't. No. That's stability. I mean, that's huge stability. You know what your cost is going to be forever. And nobody can ever raise your rent and come along. Like when you own, nobody can ever raise your rent because it's fixed for the next 30 years. When you own, nobody can come along and force you to move. You own the house, move whenever you want. When you own, you can hand that asset to your children someday to give them advantages in life that maybe you and I didn't have. And most importantly, when you own, you are investing in yourself. The vast majority of millionaires on planet Earth actually became millionaires from owning real estate. It is the common person's way to become wealthy.
Okay, you've spent a couple of minutes laying out some very compelling arguments here, as it said, but I feel as though you're just scratching the surface and you have more to say.
Yeah, there is. I have so much more to say about it. Let's do it. Let's set up another interview, and I'll go in more of that, and I'll even talk about how owning a home is actually cheaper. Even if your mortgage payment is higher than what your rent is, when you break it down, it's actually cheaper to own a home than it is to rent. Again, even if that mortgage payment higher, and I'll explain it all. It's fantastic. So when can we get back on?
Okay, we'll do it. We will schedule it. We'll be back with you soon with more with Jim Bottrell. For the time being, get more information and a free consultation with Jim by going to jimhasthebuyers.com, jimhasthebuyers.com, or call 833-600-SOLD.